Thank you, Madam President. I just want to make a couple comments on the commerce section of this bill. And before I got up to speak, I let Chairman Gerlach know that I was going to make a couple comments, and they're consistent with things that I expressed concern about in committee. Madam President, it's been my pleasure to serve on that committee this year. I didn't serve on Commerce in the House, and I've really enjoyed serving under Chairman Gerlach's leadership. I think he's doing a very nice job with that committee, and that's not just because Sunday Sales passed out 8-7 with his vote. Thank you. The concern I have, members, with that bill, and like many of you, I do an e-update. I do it every week, and it just so happens that the narrative that I was drafting for my e-update this week talked about finding structural budget stability for the state of Minnesota. And to me, key to that and inherent in that is us finding the self-discipline to no longer do the tricks and gimmicks. And members, those include the shifts, which we've become really accustomed to, at least in the short 3 years that I've been here. And I'm drawing a line in the sand. I'm not going to do it. So I know I had questions on one of our earlier bills today of why I was voting no on some amendments. And I think on many of them, I was the only one to vote with the other party on some of the amendments. Not because the things that the amendments were meant to support are not important, but because of the way we were going about doing that support, of raising fees, of raising surcharges. If we think we are doing things that are important, then let's be honest enough to pay for them in a way that the public can understand. Transferring monies out of special funds is not that way. So let's take just a minute in the Commerce section, because it's the section that I know well enough to speak to, and let's look at what some of the funds that are being transferred are. So we have the licensed technology fee. This is a fee paid by realtors, and it's a fee paid by agents. And it is meant to help upgrade the system. And we had testimony from both of those professional associations saying we are opposed to you taking a fee that we pay as part of our professional cost of doing business and sending it to the general fund. We have a fee for insurance fraud that is meant to go to help with insurance fraud investigations, and it's paid by companies that issue the policies. Again, to pay for investigations of insurance frauds, not to go to the general fund to be spent on other things. We have a surcharge on our auto insurance policies that is meant to help curb auto theft. And who pays that one? We do, on our auto insurance policies. So, we're saying, okay, we're not going to do taxes out of the left pocket, but we're going to do surcharges out of the right pocket. Again, my argument's not on whether we should do things. I think that's a fair argument for us to have, but I have a real tough time with being honest about the way in which we pay for them. And then the last one is the real estate research fee. That is meant to assist people who have been harmed by realtors or closing agents in a transaction. Members, I had folks from my district here earlier in the session who fall exactly into this category. A big thank you to the Minnesota Association of Realtors who came in and helped these folks, walk them through what some of their options are, but it included this fee in this fund. So again, paid by realtors and closing agents, meant to help members of their profession who are not doing such a great job, consumers that have been harmed, not meant to fund our general fund. So, again, I'm really enjoying serving on the Commerce Committee. And I don't know, Chairman Gerlach, you were chatting, but I thank you for your leadership on the committee. I think you've done a really great job. But I have to draw the line there. I drew it when earlier today when our side is doing it. I'm going to draw the line today when the other side is doing it. Let's get to the point, and I think we're going to have to before the end of this session, where we say, this is what we want as Minnesotans, and here is the honest, fair, transparent way to pay for it. And that means no more tricks, no more gimmicks, no more shifting of funds. Thank you.